Welcome back to my channel, you guys. This is Brianna Lentz, and today we are going to be painting pumpkins on coasters for fall. I'm excited. Are you excited? Look at these. They're so cute. I love that it is a functional decor project that you can have out and display proudly that you made. Like, I love the arts and crafts that's just pretty and that you don't touch and that you just, I made that. Isn't it great? But it's not functional. This is such a cool project because you get to use the art that you create. If you like these pumpkins, I have a free PDF download. Click the link down below. It'll take you straight to my website, as well as all of the supplies that you need. Sorry for the crinkling. I have recorded this a million times, and my daughter, she's 3. She can't sit still. So, if you haven't already, now is a great time to hit the subscribe button, click that bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And don't forget, click the link down below. It'll take you straight to my website where I have all the supplies that you need and the free PDF download if you want to create these pumpkins for yourself. Before you see 2 different sets of coasters, a 4-pack of 4x4-inch coasters and a 2-pack of 5x5-inch coasters. You can get these at Hobby Lobby in the wood section. Like I said, $2.99 a pack. I actually got mine when they were having a 40% off sale in their wood section. So really good deal. When I started the video, I wasn't really sure what direction I was going to go in. I just knew that I was going to be painting fall. And I decided to go with the 4x4 inches so I could do 4 designs today. And I will be setting the larger coasters aside for Christmas painting, so stay tuned for that. I have some really fun ideas for that, and I can't wait to dive in. But coming back to today's project, I'm really happy with the condition. I'm just looking them over, and you know, they need to be sanded down, and so I'm going to take some fine grit sand. I think, what is it, 200, and I'm just cutting it down to a smaller size and making it maneuverable, and I'm just going to get sanding away. And it's just really crucial at this point that you prep your wood before you paint. They did have some pretty rough edges. I mean, for the deal that you're getting, it's to be expected. So I just sand everything really well, and then I make sure I kind of take my hairdryer actually, and then I get all of the sand off of it. But it was really relaxing. I was on the phone with my husband, and it didn't take any time at all. Next, I need to seal my wood, and I'm using gesso. This is actually a canvas primer, but what an exciting adventure this is. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my gesso, but it seemed like it turned. So I just took the end of a paintbrush and I just whipped it back into shape. It says it's a canvas primer. I used it as a wood sealer. Don't know if you're supposed to, but that's what I did, and it worked out fine. So, oh, what's that? Oh, it's another big gloop. And we'll just set that aside to stare at for the next little part of the video. You're welcome. Now that it appears all the gloops and globs are out of the gesso, I can now apply it to the wood. So this is just priming your wood, it's sealing it. You know, wood is porous, so this is basically going to allow the paint that you're going to paint with to sit on top of the wood and not sink down into the wood. It will create a nicer palette for you, a nicer canvas for you, so your palette of colors can use less coats, and it's very much worth it. If you're familiar with Mod Podge, it's basically the same thing except for on the outside, you're doing it on the inside. You know, things are just cruising. We are prepped, we are primed. I'm just going to look at some sketches, some references, and this is so smooth and easy until life happens and you're just thinking, thank goodness I hadn't started painting yet. Thank goodness. That could have been awful. All right, now that we've moved on from that fiasco, we are back in it. Oh, what is that? My head. Hi, I'm Brianna. I am a redhead, and here is the top of my head. You know, I've only made maybe 40 videos, and I still can't seem to keep my head out of all of the videos. Maybe one day, maybe. But until then, you know, let's just focus on the drawing here, okay? That's what we're all here for. I had a lot of fun with this, all jokes aside. I love drawing pumpkins. It's so festive. It can be Halloween-y. I just love it. All the little doodads you can add or not add. I had so much fun drawing this. I actually then, after I finalized all the sketches, took some tracing paper and I traced over them so I could create a free PDF traceable download for you to find at briannalentz.com. It is linked down below in the description box to take you directly to my post on my website. So that way you can either make your own coasters, you can make your own embroidery, your kids could color these, whatever you want to do, but there is a free PDF download so you can have these sketches for yourself, for your own creativity, briannalentz.com. Now, from that shameless plug, on to the next part. Oh, just kidding. I guess I wanted you to see what your download would look like. Here it is. Go to briannalentz.com, be a link down below. Now we can move on, okay? You know, let's just talk about me, Brianna, in a different way. Oh, look. Now let's talk about me taking the images off. Okay, I saw this in some art community videos, and they basically take your kneaded eraser, they roll it out like a rolling pin, and then you roll it over the graphite, and your kneaded eraser will pick up and lighten the graphite. And so I'm just kneading it again to kind of like trying to get like a clean place. So that way when I roll it back out like a rolling pin, I'll take it back over those sketches and it lightens them up. Because I don't want them really dark because otherwise I have to do a lot more effort to paint over them. But man, this is so satisfying. I can't even tell you how satisfying this is. This may have been my favorite part of the entire process, besides the final line work, which is always kind of nerve-wracking. So, I mean, this was just really fun because you want to take off a lot, but like not too much, but you kind of feel rebellious because you're erasing it away. I don't know. I can't completely describe it to you, but I absolutely loved doing this. So, do you do this too? It's so great. I love this trick. All right, now it's painting time. So originally I thought I was going to use this bead box as a palette. Just ignore it because I don't. I'm going to use palette paper. But the book that you saw on screen is an epic fantasy book called Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. Oh my goodness, it's great. Highly recommend it. Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. I will write it down in the description box. I'm listening to it on Scribd, which is a fantastic audiobook app. I'm not sponsored by them. I would love to be. Just highly recommend it. So back to painting. What am I doing? I am painting the background. I'm painting all of the base coats for the pumpkins, the stubs, the greenery, and I change my mind. I go back and forth. I use acrylic in different ways. I use it without any water, and then other times, like you'll see, I'm going to change the color of the background, and I basically use the buttermilk as like a wash over the yellow by watering down the acrylic buttermilk on my palette paper. I just kind of follow my own rules and do whatever I want. And I highly recommend you do the same experiment. That's half the fun, is experimenting and finding your own process in this. So now I'm going over the green and I am deciding if I wanted a lighter green or a darker green, and I'm adding the details. This is really where your project will come alive. I had originally traced a bunch of leaves and I had a different idea for this pumpkin, and then I decided to just give it like a big hairy top, and I wanted each coaster to be subtly different and unique but not completely different. Like I wanted it to be cohesive, and I really enjoyed it. You know, if I made a mistake, I wasn't totally hard on myself. I just enjoyed it and played with the colors, and you know, I did this over one day, and then I had to continue actually the next day for about an hour, and I just rocked and rolled and listened to my audiobook and talked to my husband, and it was just a lot of fun. You know, just getting into fall. I'm so ready for fall. I'm so ready for the cozy, and I just like a warm hug. Do you feel like that too? Like when fall is coming, it's like you're like, well, not when fall is coming, but like when fall is here, it's like a great big hug because you get to wear like the comfy sweaters and the jeggings and everything. That's how I feel anyway. And the coffee. The coffee is just the best in fall. The cinnamon and the pumpkin spice. Anyway, back to painting. I'm adding all of the shading and the details, and each coaster is really getting its own identity. And this really came together really, really quickly. So let's finish this sucker. Mod Podge. Paintbrush, coaster, coaster, coaster. Oh, check out my signature and coaster. You guys are too much. The applause were only slightly necessary. No, but really, have you tried opening a Mod Podge container and can't remember the last time you used it, and so then you like death gripping it, trying to open it and thinking, well, it is glue, and it is literally glued shut. But it didn't happen this time, so we were good to go. And I really enjoyed just varnishing it. I didn't have any classy varnish, so I just used matte Mod Podge, and it was great. And I'm just going over it, gonna give it a nice thick coat, and then my coasters are good to go. I'm just gonna let them dry overnight, and then I can use them whenever I want to, and I loved it. I mean, I don't know how many times I've already said how many times I loved this project, but I did. It was just so easy and fun, and really, you didn't have to think very hard. So you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I did this project, and you know, if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you did. Hit that like button if you liked the video, and comment down below if you have made coasters. Do you paint a lot like this, or what would you use the PDF file for? Would you use it for paint or something else? Anyway, thanks again for sticking around, you guys. I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you guys in the next project.